Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but damn, I love movies, and I, for one, like to look at reviews. I want to see what people have got to say about this film that I'm about to go spend $15-16 on. So yeah, I'm gonna do my research. Now, there's some people I know that just go and see whatever the fuck comes out, no matter what the reviews are, and that's cool, but I'm not one of those, I'm not one of those people. A movie is doing just great in the box offices, and Hollywood is just making loads of fucking, I'm talking in your face loads of fucking money off this film. You know that they're just making bank when when the first review for The Incredibles 2 is intense seizure warning, and then for some reason they still give it 8 out of 10 fucking stars. I'm not understanding this. What's going on here? And then right below that, right below the intense seizure warning, is pretty good. 8 out of 10. What is with these 8 out of... Pretty good is not 8 out of 10. Pretty good is 3 out of 10. People don't know how to fucking review shit. This is but fuck, that's not the movie's problem. That's more or less the retarded people writing reviews on IMDb. This right here, this is like the filtered. If I did like the actual reviews, it would just be a bunch of like 1 stars. This movie's terrible. Blah 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 blah. It did not even come close to the first movie, and I got to agree. But yeah, this is more or less the filtered, this is more or less what you're gonna see. This is looking at IMDb through a rose-colored fucking lens, where every review is just pretty good, or this film's good, you should see it. But still, regardless, I feel like this should be on the bottom. This shouldn't be all the 8 out of 10 stars. This is why you don't rate things wrong, because this does not belong on, and this doesn't make... And seeing an intense seizure warning with like 1 million fucking exclamation points does not make me want to see the movie. I'm sorry. I don't want to go see The Incredibles 2 when, that's... not that I have seizures, but that's scary to me. What if I did and it triggered one? That's fucking scary as fuck. And I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. But yeah, literally, this is terrible. I was making this video to kind of bash The Incredibles too, but I guess this is more or less bashing IMDb along with The Incredibles 2. Equally, the IMDb is equally as bad as that film was. The whole setup and rating system is just all over the fucking place. Jesus. Intense seizure warning. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Literally nothing else but intense seizure warning for the title of the review that she's gonna review, which I never understood with IMDb, why they have a title of the review that you're gonna review. Like, this is the title of my review. It's just like, I get it, but just like, you're already reviewing The Incredibles 2, so we know what you're reviewing. You don't need to make I never really got that. She proceeds to say, intense seizure warning, 8 out of 10 stars, which is beyond retarded. And then below that, she continues to say, this movie is fantastic. Well, why are you saying intense seizure? Whatever. Love the story and the characters. Where this movie loses points is in 3 separate continuous sequences of intense flashing. My sister is epileptic, and with no warnings, we weren't prepared for any of it. She ended up seizing after the first sequence, and we had to cover her eyes for the there too. That's stupid. That doesn't make sense. If you or any family members are sensitive to this sort of thing, avoid this movie. Well, okay, I got a couple problems with just her review in general. The movie was bad, I gotta agree, but this is not a fair representation of the movie and what it's about. There's honestly, and I saw it, there's probably about 3 or 4 scenes when they encounter the main villain, and I'm just gonna say it. It's some, I don't know, I fucking forgot the name, screensaver or something like that. I have no fucking idea. It literally, and you'll figure it out when you see it. I figured it out. If you're not 3 years old and not retarded, you can probably figure out how to, who the fucking villain is and whatnot. It's not that hard. That's what I was disappointed in. I could still watch The Incredibles 1 and still be like, oh yeah, even though I know Syndrome and all that and all the fucking shit, I could still say, oh yeah, this is the villain and all that, but I'm not figuring that out until halfway through the fucking movie. Not 2 minutes into the movie. It's like they wanted you to know who it was. They wanted to get, it was just too fast in the second one. They paced the first one amazing. It was it wasn't the best animation film, but for compared out of the two Incredibles, The Incredibles 1 was, man, he got dicked by Disney and they just said, nope, we're censoring everything. We're making Void a lesbian, make her hair green. We're not gonna say she's a lesbian, but we're gonna make her like super horny when she gets around Mrs. Incredible. And they try to pass it off as like, oh yeah, she's just really into her as a superhero. Yeah, fuck that. No, she's not. She was totally fucking getting wet for Mrs. Incredible. Like, that is a lie. And honestly, just to end this video, intense seizure warning. I mean, I get it. You're trying to let people know, but why did you take your sister there in the first place if you knew she was epileptic? I mean, most movies, regardless of if there's intense flashing in them, it's a big ass screen, and if you're going to IMAX, that's even more of a fucking chance alone. You could be watching some fucking like movie that has zero of that shit. It could just be like a live stream of a fucking lake or something, and you know that's all you'd have to. But she could still have a fucking seizure, and that's the point. I mean that, you know, it's still a big screen, lots of lights. It's intense it's fucking intense for me. I almost have a fucking seizures, and I'm not even epileptic. So, you know, just kind of dumb on her part for bringing her epileptic sister to a movie. But, you know, Incredibles 2, it wasn't the best movie, but not for the seizure reasons, just for plot and story and yeah, those reasons. So